What is up, YouTube? It's been forever. Man, I missed y'all. How has everybody been? So, it's kind of late night. So why not have another deep in my feeling discussion? Because when in doubt, it's good to talk about it, right? And just in case it gets really, really real tonight, yeah, I came prepared. Came prepared for this video. But in all seriousness, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of been going on, been kind of on my mind lately, and why I haven't been making videos this week in particular. So, a week from today's Friday, the 14th. No, it's actually Friday the 13th, which, if you're superstitious, then can be either a really good day or a really bad day. I'm not superstitious, so every day for me is a good day. But so a week from today, I have a really really big day coming up. Exciting, but also very nerve wracking. So a little background on me: I've been working in the fitness and health industry for 7 years. 7 years, yeah. And man, it's been such an amazing ride. You know, just working in a gym, working around people who are looking to better themselves, looking to improve their quality of life, and getting to positively influence those people to make an impact in their lives has been tremendously rewarding, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity, for the many opportunities that I've been given. Very blessed. And what's crazy is that now I'm at a point in my life. I mean, I'm relatively young. I'm 27, so I'm relatively young, but at the same time, I feel like now is the time where I want to start settling down. I want to get financially stable. I want to be set in my career, and I'd like to have a family. I'd like to get married. I like to have kids. I'd like to be a father. I want to be an adult. Finally, I guess is what I'm saying. So a week from today, I'm gonna have that opportunity to do that in a field of work that I didn't think I would ever work in. And I really wanted to find that financial stability in fitness, in the health and fitness industry through personal training, and I haven't found that. And that's not saying that people who pursue that career, pursue that line of work won't find that. You know, that's not what I'm saying at all. Because everybody's journey is different, everybody's employment's different, everybody's life is different, and it all depends on what opportunities you're presented with and what opportunities that you capitalize on and what you learn from what you grow in. So I'm not saying that you cannot make money in the fitness industry or anything like that. So don't take that the wrong way. It's just for me, I haven't found a place in the fitness industry where I can make a financial and stable living. So now I'm at a point where I'm going to try to switch gears, I guess you could say, and pursue something else, be thrown into an atmosphere that I really don't know that much about, um, in the hopes of it leading to that longevity, that career that I'm in pursuit of. A week from today, I'm going to be taking the Louisiana Insurance State Exam, Life, Health, and Accident. The Louisiana Life, Health, and Accidents Insurance State Exam. And it's so crazy how I got into this, because I got offered this position, and the crazy thing is I've been offered these types of positions before, and turned them down flat out, right? Because I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. I know that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to pursue. I have my mind focused on one thing, and I'm not going to pursue that. And it's crazy how all this happened, because it was just presented it to me, because the job just presented itself to me like a week or two ago, and I jumped on it. I took it, and without even thinking about it, I took it, and I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is something that you don't have a lot of knowledge on. This is something that you're not accustomed to. What are you doing? What's interesting, though, is that I've been studying this material for the last 2 weeks, and my brain is pretty fried. This stuff, it's so detailed, and so you have to know every little detail. That's the only way I can describe it. You have to know every little detail about all the different policies and provisions and the exceptions, and it's so much information, and it's so thorough, that it's something I'm not used to. Um, it's crazy, because with fitness, with the jobs that I've had, even when I went to someplace different, right, it was still a gym. I was still surrounded by weights. I was still surrounded by the whole atmosphere of working out. That's an environment where I'm very comfortable in. That's an environment where, I feel at home, right? So like here is my home, but I could go to a gym, and I could literally stay there all day if my body allowed me to. I enjoy working out that much, and I enjoy being around people who motivate me through their hard work and their dedication to try to be healthy, because that's everybody's goal at the end of the day. And that's just a comfortable environment that I'm used to, and I think that's the problem. I was too comfortable, um, and now, like, I'm being completely thrown into the deep end, where it's like sink or swim, because the stuff that you study in the course that I'm taking now is so thorough. Been reading, studying, taking practice tests, doing outlines nonstop for like 2 weeks, and it's almost like my brain has like expanded to the point where it's not like causing me headaches, but it's almost like I feel like it is like gaping out of my skull. I'm not even joking. And the weird thing is, like, as I describe it, like, I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm enjoying the challenge. I'm enjoying, like, something new, but something that's making me uncomfortable. And even when I think about the test, like passing the test, and then starting the actual job, the actual career, I'm excited about it, but at the same time, I'm very, very nervous. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I don't know what to expect, because in the fitness and health industry, uh, it I don't want to say like I knew everything, uh, or what it was a predictable environment, but it was just something that I was accustomed to, and I could adapt to it very quickly. This is just it's something totally new, and I'm just kind of like throwing myself into the course and studying everything, and that's why I've been absent from making videos. It's just it's been really consuming a lot of my time, and then after I'd finished studying, I would just like literally just pass out on that couch over there because this I can't even explain into words. The words don't do justice how thorough you need to be in order to make sure that you know everything about insurance. Insurance is so thorough. That's like the only word that I can describe it though. Um, but what led to this is an interesting story, and that's it's kind of the main reason why I wanted to make this video. So if you stuck around for this long, this is actually the meat and potatoes of this video. So sit back and watch and enjoy. Um, so working in the fitness and health industry, I was recently working at a privately owned gym where in where I live in is very well known. It has a high reputation for being a very well established facility, right? It's in a gated community, it's in a different part of the neighborhood where the people that go work out there, or the majority of them, are people who have higher incomes, right? So it's a very the reputation is very high for that facility. I started working there September 2015, and I didn't even start as a trainer or as anybody in the fitness department. I started out as somebody who was making smoothies. So even though I was certified as a trainer, even though I had a background in kinesiology, um, they still stuck me at the smoothie bar and they said, just start making smoothies. And I didn't even know how to make smoothies. But that's where I was. And I was fine with that because it's a place where where it has that high reputation, where you interact with a bunch of people who are very successful and very established in their careers and in their life. So I was okay. I was okay with that. And then the longer I worked there, the more hours they gave me because they saw that I was working hard. They saw that I was reliable, coming in on time, picking up shifts whenever other people wouldn't show up. And I eventually applied for an opening in the fitness department, um, just as kind of like a floor staff, just helping out here and there. And then they gave me a couple of clients to train. And then after that, that's when I got promoted to manager, fitness manager in the fitness department. So I had to stop working in the smoothie bar because I can't work like 5 jobs at once, which at one point I was doing, pulling 60 hours a week. Money was good, sleep wasn't. And and I loved that place because it was a place that I wanted to work at for so long, right? Because of the reputation, because of how established that place was, and especially in the community that it was, and the type of people that work out there. The people that work out there are very successful. They're very established in their careers, and they're people that you want to center yourself around. You know, there's some saying where um, be careful who you surround your people with, or something like that, where you want to surround yourself with successful, positive people because that rubs off, right? You don't want to surround yourself with negative people who don't don't want to change, don't want to grow, don't want to mature, don't want to learn, because that can rub off on you. So, and so I'm in this place, and I'm really enjoying working there because I tried for a legitimate year and a half, 2 years of straight emailing the owners saying that I want to work there and applying there constantly because I wanted to work there, and I finally started working there, and I was doing well. You know, I had one employee of the month one month, and I gotten selected to be in this sort of elite club where they pick the top people out of each department to come together and meet like once a week to talk about like uh, how to increase revenue and productivity and things like that. And I felt like I belonged there, right? I felt like I was there for a reason, for a purpose, and that I was serving that purpose. That's where I wanted to be, where I was happy, I was serving a purpose, and everything was going good. But there's always a but. But the money was never what I thought it was gonna be. And I think I just had such a high expectation of how much I should have been paying in regards to where I was working that when every time I'd see my check, uh I didn't felt like valued, I guess you could say. I didn't felt solidified that it's almost like I didn't feel like I was working at that place that had such high standards and expectations in regards to what I valued and what my expectations were of it. And I try to, schedule meetings with the owners, with the people in charge, the people who worked above me, and say like, what can I do to improve? What more responsibility can I take on to validate a pay increase, or if how much more work can I do to deserve a pay increase? And at the time I didn't say it like that, which is a big problem leading up to what I'm going to be talking about. Um, so I started there back in September 2015. And I'd say to this day, that was the place where, I enjoyed the most. I had the most fun there. I met so many great people, not just the employees that I worked with. Had some great friendships that developed from that, but what I really loved was interacting with the members, just talking to them about their day-to-day lives and hearing all the stories about, why they started working out and what what challenges that they're going through every single day, that still, despite what they're going through, they're still here, they're still working hard, they're still motivated, they're still optimistic. And I loved being around those kind of people. That's why I loved working there. And I have nothing but positive things to say about that last place that I worked, because I enjoyed it. That's where I enjoyed being. That's where I felt I belonged. with all that being said, within the last year of me working there, I didn't feel like I belonged there. There was a dramatic shift in the atmosphere and the environment, and I always got a feeling that I didn't belong there. I got a feeling that I was not wanted. You know, um, and you know, you try to talk to people about these things, and especially with the person that who it pertains to, and they'll say things like, "Oh, you're overreacting," or "Oh, it's just all in your head," or you know, I'm not a very outgoing person, right? I'm very introverted. I'm not extrovert. I'm very introvert. I'm very kept to myself. But I can tell when someone doesn't like me. And I'm not saying that everybody needs to like me. But when you work somewhere, and especially if you're in control, in charge of a lot of people, I feel like you can't let emotions and feelings dictate your day-to-day business related activities, or they shouldn't influence the way that you conduct business. Business and personal relationships are two different things. Once you coincide them together, it's a recipe for disaster, I feel like. And I feel like that's what was happening. The person that worked above me, it's just I would always go to her and say, you know, I feel like there's some tension. Can we talk about this? What's going on? And you know, every time she told me it's in my head. I need to stop being paranoid. And naturally, I'm a paranoid person, so that is something I need to work on. So I was thinking, like, well, maybe I am paranoid. Um, but looking back on it, I know when someone doesn't like me. I know when someone doesn't want me there, and that's what was happening. And a couple of weeks ago, I went to her and I said, you know, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. I found another job where I'm going to be making more money. It's nothing personal. I love working here. I love working with everybody. I just got an offer to make more money, and that's what I told her. And put in my 2 weeks, and I thought everything was good. And like literally like 2 or 3 days later, I notice in her office that I'm completely taken off of the schedule and that my shifts are already covered for the rest of the weeks. And I tried to talk to her about it, but she wasn't answering her phone. And she said, "Oh, we'll just talk about it tomorrow." And I knew something was going on. I knew something was up, right? Um, you just get that feeling, that gut feeling that tells you something is not right. Something just is not right. But I went along with it, right? I went along with it because I talked to my parents about it, and they said you need to settle this in person because I didn't want to settle it in person. I just wanted to quit and just not go back because I didn't want to deal with it. I don't know who enjoys confrontation, but I'm not the type of person that willingly looks for people to argue and to start a fight. I don't enjoy that. But I went there just to settle it. And I met with two of the owners, and they basically just told me that we know that you put in your 2 weeks. We accepted your resignation, and that's that. And the first thought in my mind was, 3 years, after 3 years of working there, you, I can't just work 2 more weeks. That's why I gave you a notice. And at first, I was so bitter about it. I was extremely sad and depressed because I felt like I worked so hard for this company, and I worked there for 3 years. I was emotionally attached to this company, right, and the people there too, and I felt, just for them to just let me go like that, it was almost like incomprehensible, like it wasn't really happening. And again, I have nothing bad to say about that company, right? It was a place that I enjoyed. It's a place where I learned so much about maturity, about being an adult, being working in business, and just learned so much about life that I don't regret it at all. Even if I knew the outcome of what this was going to be, going back, I still would have applied there and worked, because the experiences over there is something that I'll always have with me. And I know I'm being, like, maybe overly sentimental about this, but it was a place where initially it really it man, it really took a toll on me. And it's just sad that after, especially with after the past year, it just completely changed with the environment, and me feeling like I didn't belong there, and just getting this sense of n- not being welcomed. So that had happened a couple of weeks ago, and I wasn't really ready to talk about it, but I'm ready to talk about it now. That is why we are here. And it was that same day where I got the job offer to sell insurance for this other privately owned insurance agency. And what's crazy is that, you always have some of those, like, paranoid fears in the back of your mind where, I never want this to happen to me, or I never want this to happen to me, blah blah blah. One of those fears in the back of my mind was that exact situation, where I was completely dropped and let go from a job. It always been in the back of my mind. And and I don't and I feel like, if that wouldn't have happened to me in the way that it did, I don't think I would have accepted the job to sell insurance and be in a privately owned agency. Because I don't know, it's just all how it all came together, how it all worked together. I could not have orchestrated that. I mean, I would have never orchestrated that. But if that wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you, having a state exam next Friday that really has a lot on the line, dictating my future, my career. And I guess I can say now that I'm so thankful for how that happened and when it happened and the way it happened. Even in that moment, it was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me. It felt like it. It was actually the thing that I needed to happen the most. I know that sounds weird and awkward. Man, I know this video is going on long, but one thing that one last thing that I'll touch on is if you're still here, by the way, props to you. You guys are A1. One thing I'll say is if you have some type of goal in your mind or some type of dream, some type of vision of where you want to be, my question to you is what's stopping you from achieving that? Like if you think about your goals and what you want to do in life, my question to you is what's physically stopping you? What's mentally stopping you? What's emotionally stopping you? Me with this past job, my goal was to be there and to make money. That's why I wanted to be there initially, was to make more money because of where it was, the people that were there. I expected to have so much money, right? And I didn't get that, but what I received from that was so much more and so valuable that I believe what I learned and grew from with this past job, I can take into this next one and be ready to absolutely kill it. And I'm still nervous. I would even go as far as to say I'm a little scared about how after next Friday this is all gonna come forward, all come full circle. But I couldn't be more thankful for where I am and what's happening. And maybe it's not maybe. I mean, this was all meant to happen the way that it should have. Life is crazy, y'all. Life is crazy. But I do want to encourage everybody who has a dream, has a vision, has a goal, stick with it. You know, the only one that's what I believe, the only one that's stopping you from accomplishing your goals and your dreams is you. It's no one else. The minute you start listening to other people talking about you can't do this or you can't do that or you shouldn't pursue this, you shouldn't pursue that, then you automatically lost. It's not your goal or your dream or your vision anymore. Once you start letting other people influence the way that you think, my advice is just go for it. Take a leap of faith. That's what I feel like I'm doing with this, because this is stuff that's so new to me. And even though I've been studying all this stuff and I know this stuff, and I'm still so nervous about doing it. But you gotta let go, let God, right? It's a lot easier said than done. But this has been another late night session with yours truly. Might turn Friday nights into a little motivational thing, even though this one was a little bit more in my feelings. starting next week, more Motivational Friday, especially since after next Friday, I'm going to pass my test and be a licensed life, health, and accident insurance salesman for the state of Louisiana. Wow, that is a mouthful. So thank you for all that have joined me tonight and have stayed with me for the past 35 minutes. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good night and continue to make those gains. Peace, y'all.